Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and this story went so left. We were in one direction, and then it really went off the rails. And I knew it was going to by the way he ended his first video. So, yeah, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay, so we're going to hop into this. Long story short, company hired him, told him don't discuss his pay with anybody. He starts working there, has conversations, eventually pay comes up, and then, yeah, but there's more to this. So let's start with the first video. I'll pause and discuss, and then we will go to the second video.
Yo, when the company tells you not to discuss your pay with anybody, they try to screw you over. Yo, 3 years ago, I was looking for a full-time job. I had a part-time job after a little accident that happened, and I was like, I need some more money. So I'm going to go back into my youth work. I was a social worker, case manager for many years, and I had kind of given it up because it's a lot of work. Working with homeless youth in a major city, it gets tiring sometimes. So I was like, I'm going to go back to that type of work. And I applied for this job, and I got it. I got the job. They called me up on Thanksgiving, a day before Thanksgiving, and they're like, yo, we want to offer you this job. And I was like, okay, how much? And they only offered me I think it was $18 an hour, something like that, 17 or 18. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Of course, I did ask, too, is there any more opportunities for, higher pay? And no, this is already the highest in this range. Don't tell anybody about it. And I've worked in social services, so I was like, okay, the last job that I had only paid me 16 to work as a case manager. So I was like, 18 is something. So I get this little job, and it's going well, y'all. It's going well. My coworkers are fly. I love my coworkers. One of my bosses is this, really fly black man, and I love having a black male supervisor. I don't know what it is. I think it's I can look up to them, and especially if they're up in the field and they're doing the work, I'm just like, yeah, I want that. My supervisor above him is this amazing woman as well. She's also a woman that's told me, not to tell anybody about my pay and stuff, so I was like, okay. While I'm working there, I'm realizing the work is a lot. I'm not only just being a case manager, I'm also kind of running this housing program, and I'm like, this is a lot of work for $18 an hour. So I'm talking to my coworkers, I'm like, hey y'all, why didn't any of y'all apply for it? And they're like, oh, we don't want that job, blah, 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 blah. It seems like more work. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And then they're like, and I was like, well, how much y'all get paid? I know I'm not supposed to ask y'all. And they're like, oh yeah, we know that position's heavier, so we only get paid $19 an hour. I'm like, $19 an hour? They gave me 18 and told me not to tell y'all. I was irate, y'all. So immediately I went to my direct supervisor. And I was like, can I talk to you for a minute? Because I'm about to quit this job. I ain't too proud. I will quit today. So I go and talk to him. He sits me down. He's like, let me explain something to you, Andrew. We knew when we interviewed you that you had the skills. I'm not even going to lie to you. Yep, we offered you a lower amount because the person that previously got paid a lot, and we knew that we couldn't afford to keep you at that salary, so we offered you 18. So, we sorry. Well, I went to his boss immediately, and I was like, Miss Ma'am, y'all really got me good. Y'all got me good because I didn't talk about my pay for a couple weeks, and then y'all got me. And she's like, well, we can't pay you more. Do you want to keep this job or not? And I'm like, no, I don't. Goodbye. And I left. And I talked to my direct supervisor. I was like, listen, thank you for keeping it real. Here's this little Power Ranger star jar that I made. I'm like, I'm not too worried. I know my talent, my skills. I will find a job. Don't worry about me. He's still texting me here and there, making sure that I'm doing well, and I'm like, thank you for keeping an eye on me and checking in, because I really do like him. He's got a family. He's just everything where I want to be in life. A couple years goes by. He texted me one night, really late at night, was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm going to keep it real. I'm like, why you keep texting me? Yo.
Now, see, when this stopped on that note, I was like, we know why he's texting you. Because, yeah. So in the comments section, so one person said, patiently waiting for part 2. Because everybody knew what was up. They were like, same, me too, yes. And then one person said, it is actually illegal for them to tell you or punish you for doing so. And he was saying, he replied back, didn't know that until this job. And then another person, that job is worth 25 plus. The toll this job takes on you emotionally has got to be so hard. And it was like $18 for a case manager position. There's no way. Another person said, found out I'm making 37 an hour and my coworker making 44 an hour. Let me see what the replies are. And they're like, what profession you work in? And then they were like, I'm an ultrasound tech. She started 2 weeks before me, and 37 to 44 is the difference of over $1,000 a month. And if somebody said, get that up to 44. The way I gasped when you said they got $19. So you're really going to leave us hanging like that. Why did he keep texting you? And then someone said 2 was posted. And then I talked to all my friends about our pay openly so we can learn how much work pays and how difficult companies treat their employees. Or how difficult companies treat their employees. I think they might have meant different. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to part 2 right quick. So now we're about to find out, even though we already know, why his boss was texting him after he's already left this company, his former boss.
All right, y'all, part 2, me quitting my little job because they're underpaying me. And then my boss, my straight boss, texting me, posting me leaving the job, checking in on me. And y'all, if I'm ever up in my car posting a video, I'm about to go to the gym, about to get my little workout on, and I'm getting better at this. I'm about to post a part 2 in less than an hour. I'm getting better at this. So my boss is texting me, posting me leaving this job. He's texting me and he's just like, hey, how are you doing? He's commenting on my Facebook. He's adding me on Facebook and Instagram, which is fine. I'm totally fine because I'm thinking we friends. I'm thinking like, he my boss. He my man. He's like my father figure, like someone that I aspire to be. He got a wife and kids and he just a great black man and I love that. So he texted me and commented on my Facebook and I'm leaving it here and there. But one time he leaves a comment on my Facebook photos, I'm shirtless in the photo, y'all. And he's like, you looking good. And I'm like, I don't know. He's always left a little comment here and there that was kind of like that. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything. But then he texted me one night and he's just like, how are you doing? I saw your photo. You looking good. And I'm like, I'm going to keep it real, sir. What's up with these texts? I'm like, are you feeling me? What's happening? And like, I'm waiting for a response. I see the little bubble ticking, little bubble, dot. And he's like, yes. I've been feeling you. I felt you since basically when you applied for the job and I interviewed you. He's like, there was something about you. I'm also like inspired by you, but like, I'm feeling you. And would you ever want to do something with me? And y'all, I can't lie. This man is cute. This man is really freaking cute. He adorable. Like in another life, y'all. But I ain't trying to ruin somebody's family. He got a wife and 2 kids, and I'm just like, sir, you got a wife and 2 kids. What we gonna do? Because I'm looking for the love of my life. My ex and I had broken up at the point, so I was like. But my ex didn't know at the time that we gonna end up back together. I was like, my ex and I gonna end up back together, and unless someone's gonna come into my life and kind of like put it down and kind of like put a ring on it, like I ain't trying to be in someone's like messy marriage, you know. So he's like, no, my wife, she knows, she's always known that I'm kind of into men here and there, and I'm like, yeah, But like seriously, y'all, what? I'm like, at this point, this has happened a lot. This happened a couple times at this point. I'm like, why can't I never find a black man that just wants to be with me? Why he gotta have a wife? Why he gotta be straight-ish? So he's texting me. He's like, oh, but his little feelings. He's like, how about I fly out there and come see you? I'm like, don't do that. He's like, how about you fly out here and come see me? I was like, ain't gonna do that. Because I'm a Virgo, y'all. My middle name is Boundaries. Like if I could do anything, it's to set boundaries. If I can do anything, it's just like crush a dream. So I was like, no, I ain't flying out there to see you. You ain't flying out here to see me. But he's still an inspiration to me because I love the way he works. I love that he does have a life that I want at some point. So I'm like, know what, sir? You my boss, you my friend. I support who you are as a person, but not us being together ever. And this was about a year ago to today that this kind of all went down, but I haven't heard from him since. I hope he's doing well. But that's it. That's part 2. That's it. All right, y'all, part 2.
Okay, a gnat was flying, so I was like, okay, that's why I was fanning. I'm going to be honest. Some of the energy that I'm picking up from this, and this is just me, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like he kind of wants dude to contact him. The way he closed that out at the end, like I haven't spoke to him in a year, so I really hope he's doing okay. That kind of picking up that energy where secretly, and I'm not saying all of him is feeling this way, but it wouldn't surprise me if like a small part of him was like, I kind of hope he sees this to see if he'll reach back out again if he did see that. Just saying. But yeah, this was a lot. It really was. So that's all I have. I think, yeah, I wouldn't want anyone breaking up families and homes and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's saying that his wife already knows that he deals with guys sometimes, which is true. I know people like that where their spouse is, they're fluid, and the other spouse knows that they're fluid and they're fine with it. And to each his own. Like, who am I to judge? So, yeah, maybe his wife did know, but he didn't feel comfortable with interacting with the married man, and that's totally fine. So here we are. Seems like he probably got a better job now too, so I guess it's all good. All's well that ends well. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform, podcasts everywhere. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.